everyone. Welcome to What Sold in June on Two Dogs Digs for the Hall Pass. Tuesday, July the 4th. Woo! Happy July 4th. Happy post-Canada Day for those of you who just celebrated Canada Day on the weekend. And maybe you're back to work today, or maybe you're not working, or maybe you're celebrating the U.S. and the Canada Day, either one. Happy Independence and Holiday Day. So we're here to already talk about June. It's like, didn't we just talk about what sold in May? I was like, yeah, June's a really, really short month. And it's like, Carl and I were just talking. He'll be joining us in a second. And one of the things is like, boy, that went by fast. It's like, oh my God, did it ever? So hopefully July will go away a little bit longer. But here he is. Let's welcome Mr. Lazy Reseller himself.
Hey. How's it going?
We've had slower months. I mean, not much slower. May was pretty slow, but it did go by really fast. It's like it was hard to go, wait a minute. It's already July. Like,
I feel like I was just on the show. And I was like, oh no, I gotta find some things that actually sold this month now. I gotta find a whole 5 things.
Yeah, and it wasn't the easiest either, because just like you, I'm sure, like our June was about the same as May for us on our eBay platform. We didn't sell anything on Etsy at all in the month. We did sell. We did one. I was saying to somebody else, so we did one Monster High doll show on Whatnot a week ago Monday. And we sold more in our one doll show on Whatnot than we sold in the entire month of June on eBay. One night, 3 hours. And we've done that on Whatnot a few times. We've had single shows that have been more than our weekly deposits from eBay or our monthly deposit from Etsy. And it's been from one 2-hour show or 3-hour show. So it's still working out for us. It's still a challenge for a lot of people going on there. It's a challenge for us to try and figure out how to keep going with stuff and go, what are we putting up next? What are we putting up next? But we didn't do one last night, which we normally do one every Monday night. Right. Just because we're trying to organize. And mainly it was because we were trying to organize because this weekend we had a garage sale. And boy, I don't know. There's such a difference between getting up early to shop a garage sale,
boo,
and getting up early to set up a garage sale,
boo.
Right, Mr. Red?
Huh?
That's me in the morning, huh?
No, I did not like getting up early. Although, to your credit, you were up very early and set up all of the
I was up at
tables.
6:30. I set up all the tables. I went and got the coffee. I got the donuts. I got I had everything ready.
Donuts are good.
At 11:45, I gave up.
Did you have any early birds though?
So hot.
We could have had early birds. When I was out getting coffee, at 7:05, there was a house further down the street that had 4 cars parked in front of it already.
Oh wow!
With people out shopping at his stuff, and
somebody came running up our driveway too. Do you have any comic books? Do you have any
we had people coming up the driveway and stuff like that. It was
we'll be set up in an hour.
It was interesting to say the least. And yes, we did have Susan did come and support us by buying some things at our sale.
Yep.
And Diana came by as well to our sale. So we had a few people come by our sale. So it was fun seeing people that we knew. But it was a little bit of
Well, in years past, we actually could make, close to $2,000 at a garage sale.
Yeah. Our minimum of $1,000.
Everything.
Yeah. We would do a minimum of $1,000. This one was just barely over $300.
Well, at the last minute, we decided to grab stuff that we were setting aside for the garage sale and throw it out. Just
Yeah.
put it out on the tables.
Oh,
Everything is $2 unless it's otherwise priced.
Then it was everything is $1. Then it was like, and then of course what happens? There was a half an hour where no one shows up. So I say to Rick, 11:45, okay, it's 800 degrees out. It's humid as hell.
yeah.
I'm dripping.
Yeah.
I don't want to put on my Olivia Newton-John
I'm
headband.
Proudy. Big
Rick
surprise.
is grumpy as hell.
It
And
was
so we
nice,
start
though.
packing stuff up, and cars start coming down.
Oh no.
And we've got stuff
Yeah.
in boxes, and people are coming up and opening up the boxes. We just packed back up, and it was like, finally, at one point, there were a couple more people left. We pulled our cars up into our driveway to block our driveway. People would walk around our cars. I finally just started saying, as I saw people coming, "We're closed."
Oh no. Do you think it's a little late in the year to have a garage sale? Because I don't think I went out last weekend because there's so few of them here in Ottawa. Maybe it's a bit different in Toronto.
It was Toronto sucks for garage sales to begin with. But for us, it was, I think one of the problems was we didn't arrange this. Somebody down the street arranged it. And so they could only do it on Canada Day. And I think that was one big problem.
Yeah.
Isn't that the right idea, Craig? Although when something is $2, it's not worth the effort of doubling the price.
If I can be early, I'll gladly pay double garage sale prices. Yeah.
Yeah. So it was just, I think the one thing was Canada Day, because some of the places where you normally get traffic, like we're a block away from a giant mall.
Okay.
And we used to put signs up on the exit from the mall and the entrance to the mall when we do our street sales. Yeah. And you would get hundreds of cars there. Guess what? Saturday, everything was closed. No one could go to the mall. You couldn't go shopping. So we lost all of the shopping.
I even forgot it was Canada Day weekend. So
Friday, there was a murder right at the top of our street.
Oh, okay.
So that was tied off for crime tape.
No.
Yeah.
Yes.
Oh my
God. Yeah, on the route that we walk our dog.
That's horrible.
Yeah.
I'm sorry about that.
Elisa said one of those neighborhood sales was 200. Oh, I hate those streets.
Oh,
yeah, that's what, even like
too.
the lady who was organizing it said she didn't want to write street sale because there were only like 6 houses. And I went, 6 houses is a street sale. We have a small street, 6 houses is a street sale. Heather says that holidays are not good garage sale days. Yeah. Diana said, we used to do garage sales until the pandemic. Since then, summer sales have been blah. Yeah, it's at least like she's noticed the lack of them. So, and if you don't, Olivia Newton-John headband. So Olivia Newton-John in the show Physical, the music video, she wore a little headband. It was when I did my aerobics back in the day. That's why.
Back when you had hair too.
That's when I had hair, yeah, actually. And now it's worse because now I just drip into my glasses. Bob is delaying having a garage sale. Well, we ended up actually the end of the day, we ended up putting that stuff in literally because this is stuff that
I think we had close to 30 boxes when we started.
Yeah.
And we're down to like 18.
Yeah, and all 18 are in the car. And today we drove by 5 different thrift stores and dropped them off 2 boxes, a box of different. So I got coupons. I still have half a box, like back of our truck full of those. So
it's just there's nothing to use the coupons with either.
No, that's true. Well, except today, I did go into every store and I thought, well, maybe we'll find something. Well, you know what? I missed this. I don't know if these are any good or not, but this guy in front of me at the checkout, I'm just watching him scan like car after car. This is what he had. He had this entire thing.
Yeah.
Now, they're not priced cheap either. You can see.
No. I'm not sure if that, like, I have bought those before, but I remember having literally, that could have been my cart kind of thing. Yeah. It turned out like one of them was worth getting at the end.
Well, that's just it. I saw him put all these in, and I actually heard the girl at the end say, I'm giving you the senior discount. And she said, so I saved you like $85. And I went, that means this was over almost $300 worth of cars for him to get the 30% discount of $80. Like $240, $90 worth of, like that's $270 with 30%, right? So I don't know whether but that's what he bought. And I was thinking the same thing, Carl, because a lot of them are what's called Maisto. Maisto, and they're on these little black stands. You can see on this one here. This is like they're locked onto these stands.
Yeah.
But I don't know. Number one, they don't look like they've been well kept. I mean,
that's what I was going to say. Often they have damage.
And look at it, like, because there's the stand right there. You can just see underneath this brown car, there's a gold stand there. So, but yeah, it's, if you look them up, I mean, one of the things to, and we're just going to see if I can look that up right now, to give you an idea, let's see if I can get this in here. 16,000 Maisto cars in here that are, well, if I just take out, I'll just put cars like that, see what happens. 47,000 cars. And if we go to solds, 10,000 solds, but we're looking at a lot of those were loose, right? So let's go from there into condition. Used. 7,000 of them said that they were new. 6,000. 20, 29, 9, 1.
And they're heavy too for shipping.
99 cents, $5.99. Like, look at the prices of these. Like,
there are exceptions, but
that probably wasn't the greatest buy. Yeah. But I did manage to see this. This is, again, every once in a while you see something that just makes you go, why? This was $230. The end aisle. This is what I walked up on the end aisle of a full store that didn't even have one cart left.
Yeah.
And yep, it was vintage Empire Strikes Back.
Oh, Empire Strikes Back. I had the other ones, but not those.
And $2.
Yeah, funny.
It's a fitted sheet, isn't it?
It is a fitted sheet. It is the base sheet. But again, it was like, I checked it. It's in great shape. And I don't usually see Empire Strikes Back ones either. I see a lot of the Return of the Jedi and Star Wars, but I don't see a lot of the Empire Strikes Back ones. So, but it was just neat to go, okay. And I was looking for the flat sheet for it. It's a twin size. I couldn't find the flat sheet, but I thought, and I still lined up and I still used my 30% off since I'm a senior, because I am a senior.
Craigie,
it cost me $1.99.
That's excellent. So, Craigie.
Yep.
Diana had a question about the coupons.
They are vintage, Diana. I did double check that.
No, about the coupons.
Yeah, no, I also just had a question. Yes. I also just had a question about, are they vintage or repro? So I was just telling her that they are original.
All right, well then answer her coupon question too, Sassy.
Well, you didn't mark it the way you're supposed to, Sassy.
I forgot. I'm sorry. Here, let me
Mr. Sassy, you're
there we go.
Well, now I can see that there's a question. Do you use Canadian coupons in the U.S. stores? Yes, you actually can use the Canadian coupons in the U.S. stores. You can use the Value Village Canadian coupons in the U.S. Savers and Value Village stores. They don't have a question about that at all. So
I'm finished swearing now.
Carl is now the referee.
Or am I?
Yeah, as I said, I mean, I'm a gamer. I did grab it, of course. I couldn't pass that back. But I don't know what we're going to be doing with it. And Donna made a post today because she actually got asked if she was a senior. And she took offense to it and didn't take the senior discount. She was like, I'm being asked if I'm a senior. I don't know if this is right. I don't know if I want... And somebody else said, well, honesty is the best policy in the craft group. And my answer was, I've been taking that damn thing since I was 48. Everybody thought I was old. It's like,
I think we just lost Carl.
Yeah, Carl's been having a little bit of problems with his internet today. So he'll pop it. I'm sure he'll try and pop back in. But yeah, so we actually ended up, I took it way before I was ever supposed to get it. And the nice thing about it is, number one, in the States, it's 55. So if you can take it in the States, but if you do want to take it,
I get the senior breakfast in the States.
Yeah, they don't ask you and won't ask you for your ID. And I think the reason they don't or won't ask you for your ID is because I don't think they ever want anybody that, like, they're not going to look at some of the people I see buying these things and getting that 15 or 30% off. I'm sorry, they're 14. Like, there is no way on earth that they are 60 plus. There is nothing that anybody could ever say that would make them that way. And but I think the thing is, no part-time retail staff wants to challenge, as nice as I can say it, any woman who claims to be 60 to pull out her driver's license to show her age. I don't think anybody ever would want to do that. So Heather says she's flattered if they ask, but they are really joking. I think that's where it is now yet. It's
well, 100 years ago, when I was 35, I had braces, and we were going everywhere we went. I was being asked for ID. Are you old enough to be here? And that stopped pretty quickly. So take it when it comes.
She takes the discount, but she is a senior. But Diana says take it when they offer it, and she's not 60 yet either. So, and no, I'm not making a toga out of the sheet. I don't know what I'm going to do with the sheet, but
well, we might have a flat sheet that matches.
Yeah, I think I might.
We have several flat sheets without the fitted sheet base. So,
hey, Lisa, and thanks for joining us, Lisa. And by the way, for everybody who has joined us, you see Lisa actually is a member of the Kennel Club, and thanks to all of our Kennel Clubbers who are sitting here and there. And you'll see in the chat they have little icons beside their names. They can type little emojis in the bottom. And a week ago, for you Kennel Clubbers, we did a show that was specifically called "Dealing in Dolls" and how to what to look for when you're out there for at the garage sales and flea markets and everything, looking for dolls, what to look for and what to avoid. And for anybody who was in that show, remember, all you have to do is go to the YouTube channel and go to community, and you will actually see the links. Let me just pop into here and see if I can find that for you. If you go to the community tab on the Two Dogs Digs channel, you will see right there.
You have to share your screen.
I know, I'm just getting to it now. I have to go over. You'll see right there on the screen, right here, there's community as you go along the top. If you go to twodogsdigs.com, and in the community channel, you'll actually see the link to, just for members, you'll see the link to the references, and you'll actually see the show. And the show is there for good. So as long as you're a member, you get to go back there and you get to rewatch the show as many times as you want. You can clip pieces out of it. And I also decided that we're going to do another show probably in mid to late August, and it's going to be on 80s and 90s girls' toys. And it's going to be, again, just for Kennel Club members. So for $3.99 or $3 a month, $2.99 a month, you get to support us in everything we do here. We get to help you with YouTube and things that you're going to hopefully see today that may make you think, oh, I should buy that. And you never know what you may find that Carl or Rick or myself may actually find that may help you find something that will help you make some money reselling. And again, the things like the little things that I'm doing, like the dealing in dolls, and the next one going to be the 80s and 90s girls toys, are going to give you more hints on what to look for, where to research, that kind of stuff. So did your internet go out?
Yeah. Great.
Janet says she learned so much watching it too. Thanks so much.
I was hoping to have a doll for this show, but I didn't find any. I kept looking for dolls this last week, going, "Oh, I'm gonna have one for the show," but I looked. There's some great hints.
Yeah, so I'll go into more detail on it a little later, Emily. But yeah, it's going to be on something else that some of the stuff we know, some of the stuff we're learning about just to teach you guys about too. So, but yeah, you may find some stuff in there that you never thought to look for again. There's also things in that show even if you join the Kennel Club now, you can access that. So that's there for every Kennel Club member. All our member videos are there. So you can join now, and that will be there for you to watch in continuity for like the next year or so. So, but here this week, we are here to talk to you about what sold in June. So let us get right into that. And the first thing we are going to do is start with one of Carl's. And This is the very popular, for many people, the Sodor clock tower. Because what the heck's this?
I don't know. This is Thomas the Train. Some of the items, you'll see, not often, but occasionally at Value Village, you'll see big boxes of the stuff. And some of the bridges and some of the special ones are worth money.
Yeah, that's like 2003 on that, eh? And you sold that for $31.
Right. And I want to show this one because I made a mistake. And Yes. So you see at the ends there, like it has those pieces. I should have included those because I think those are special pieces that come off of that. And now,
what do you mean? The end pieces,
the end pieces, like the tracks that go on the ends.
Oh, you should have added them.
I should have had that in the lot. And so when the person they sent me a message saying, "Oh, they thought that included the pieces." Now, was that in the pictures? No. Was that in the description? No. But I felt that I should have been clear about that. And I kind of went, okay, do I offer them money? I probably should have said, well, if I give you a refund of $20 or something generous, you can just keep it, and then I would have saved a bit of money. But that day I didn't feel like I just wanted it off my mind and just gave it them all their money back. Mostly I wanted to show this one saying that like we still make mistakes. And even though it's shown in the listing, sometimes it's good to say, this is missing this.
Yep.
Or something like that. But you know, we're always learning.
Did you know that there were other pieces to be attached to that? I mean, you're not a mind reader. I'm not a mind reader. I don't know the toy. How am I to know that there are missing pieces?
Well, when I bought it, it probably came with the pieces because it probably came in a big box of them or a big bag. So the pieces were in there. I just didn't think of adding them in the listing. Well, yeah, or not complete. That's a good point too. I often will put that in the title if it's really important, I think, to the item of like, this is not complete, 4 parts, missing pieces. And I put that right at the front to avoid this is a situation that I got into because I didn't do any of that stuff.
Yeah. And somebody actually just posted in the craft group, the Canadian Crazy Resellers and Fantastic Thirsters group on Facebook. Yeah, join us if you haven't joined us there. There's a few new people I see in the chat. So make sure you pop over there. Rick will put a link in for it. You can just search Canadian Resellers, but 20% of our members are from the US. Yeah, somebody just asked about if they have something, do you fix the packaging or and it's like, no, we don't fix anything. We just disclose it exactly as you see it there because we don't want to guess how to do stuff on packaging. Like we don't. But the thing is, you, Carl, you said you made this sort of error. So you did your face plant. Well, we had 2 of our own, one of Rick's and one of mine this month. This is mine. You may recall we talked about putting this on, I think 2 weeks ago. We showed this, and this was this set of doll furniture that's been sitting around that we bought for like $20 or $10. But it was all in pieces. So we didn't want to spend all the time going through every one of these things because finding how much that's just the wallpaper. There's a huge box of it. So this is all the stuff that we're getting. Wall sets. It's all these different rooms in a house. And it's like, we can't figure out if we got all the right pieces. It was like, this is way too much time and effort to do. You can see all the pictures that we got in there. So I put it on and thought, you know what? We're going to throw this into auction. I'm going to put it on $175. 30, 40 views, 15, 16 watchers, no bids. I dropped it down to 149, no bids. I dropped it down to 125 because I said I want to get rid of these. And yay, we got a bid for $125. Yay, we sold it for $125. They sent us a message going, I thought this was 5 complete sealed sets.
Yeah.
Say what?
How?
We thought that this explained as literally 5 big boxes of Irwin filled with tons. We have not checked the contents. There's just too much there.
Yeah, it's pretty clear.
This is some shape, some missing, some broken.
Yeah, you were clear.
Boxes even are in very good shape. The names are written on the top. It's like, so we ended up having to do a full refund of the $125 for that. And
thankfully, I haven't packed it to ship it yet.
Thankfully, you hadn't packed it. Then the same night we had that.
Laziness wins.
Rick sold these. Rick?
Yes, you have to show them.
Oh, sorry.
Yes, my fabulous Japanese shoes, the geisha shoes. They're so
wonderful
cute.
Video.
They have little bells in the soles.
And
so as you're walking, they make a little tinkling noise.
the bells are inside there in the heel.
No, underneath.
Okay.
There's a picture at the very
And
end.
there is, they sold for $78.
Nice. Sweet.
With 2 bids. That second bid is actually the first person putting in a second bid. And then they canceled.
After it closed.
After it closed and they bought it, they canceled it. And why did they cancel it? Because they were the wrong size for their daughter's feet. Yet, they went in and not only bid once the day after it launched, but upped their bid later on.
Oh, man.
And you can tell that because when you go to the actual item, you can see there is only one bid that's been put in. But for 2 bids to be there, that means that person had to have made a secondary bid to confirm that they were going to get them. So you had your personal faceplant. We had 2 people we wanted to faceplant on.
So, yeah. They keep talking about getting rid of that problem, but it's been years of them saying that.
Yeah. Well, let's go into something else that's a little more fun. So you sold your Thomas the tank, and so what did we sell? We sold this thing that we've had for, I don't know, probably a little over a year. It was one of those things you just pick up because it just looks strange. It's a Frisbee.
Oh.
But it's a Frisbee that's got this little guy on it. It's called a disc cruiser. And so I thought, oh, this is kind of fun. I'm just going to pop this up for $20. And it sold for $20.
Good.
The amazing thing is how many, and you can see these quite a lot, Frisbees there are out there. Like, there's all sorts of different Frisbee makes, and some original Frisbees can go for really, really big money. Well, I think I've got to do this right now because I think somebody came up to visit Rick.
Yes. Hello, Mr. Doug. Okay, he wants down now.
But yeah,
maybe
so
he'll leave me alone.
Something that was a little bit different. And again, it was probably a quarter or 50 cents or something like that at a garage sale. At least it says disc golf Frisbees are really good. Yeah, we've actually sold some sealed ones for $40, $50, $60, $70. So that was really interesting. So next on Carl's list is something that you've seen Carl sell, sort of, before, I think.
Yeah. So this was a desperate month. I wanted to show. Remotes are great. They sold for $50, I think, something like that, $45, and just over $50. And I found another great Sony remote just this last Monday, just hanging out on the walls. So if you ever see remotes that look different, check them out. And this is just a reminder of that. And
the Harmony remotes are great because you can program them.
Yeah. Harmony's, not all models are good, but they're definitely worth checking out. Anything that looks weird, and if it's a Sony and the code starts with RMT, don't bother looking them up because they're hardly ever worth looking up.
Now,
just to speed things up, because you can stand all day at the baggy wall looking at remotes. Basically, it's like if they look different, then you learn to kind of take the time.
Who's been talking to Michael? I think it's Michael about me tinkling when I walk.
We're talking about the little Japanese shoes.
I know, but Craig tries not to tinkle.
There's a whole string of comments that you missed while you were talking.
Okay.
Oh no, my microphone. Oh, I'm worried about the microphone because I'm especially using a microphone.
I see. So now we're gonna go into the tinkle things. Oh, you're using that big old microphone. So
yeah, but this. Oh man.
No, I don't. I think you do sound a little like. I can hear you clearly. So, so you sold something that had a laser. Like, did you test that?
You sound like you're in a submersible.
Oh, too soon.
Too soon. So, did you test that remote,
Carl?
Oh, did he just freeze too? I think he just froze.
I think he did.
So yeah. So I'll remove it while he freezes. It looks funny. Maybe that might have been what's happening to it too as well. Hello, Adrian. Welcome. Hope you got your package. Well, Carl did that with the little laser. Well, we did something with a laser too. I found this literally at a Value Village for $2.99. It was a play dot, and what it literally is it actually is it's a cat toy that you laser radiation. Do not stare.
Show your screen.
Sorry, I gotta look here, Rick. You gotta remind me of that. So it's a cat toy called a Play Dot by Felix and Fido. So it literally is a laser beam, and it actually says right on the bottom, "Do not stare into the beam." So it was like $1.99, maybe $2.99. We sold
I
it.
was sure I had a video in for that, honey.
No, it doesn't look like it. $24.88. So again, not something I would ever buy. Hey, yeah, I remember Michael. Not something I would ever buy for like normally. I just wonder what this is. And then I looked up Play Dot and then looked up the Felix and Fido and found out, oh, okay, that's what it is. So it actually is a laser that moves around. So I didn't test it. I risked the $2.99 or $1.99 on it. It did sit around for about a year. It's only about this big, so it wasn't too bad of a thing.
It was working, and I do remember doing a video.
Yeah, it is to tease the cats. Yeah. So now,
no, it's to amuse the cat, not
to amuse the cat. An amuse bouche. What I will do now, though, because just in case we're waiting for Carl to come back, there's two things we did want to do. We're halfway through today, but there's two things we wanted to talk to you about just as a quick thing, which is eBay did their summer update, and USPS, for those of you who are either in the States or who use cross-border shippers, are all has an update for its pricing as well. So we're going to take a little bit of time right now and talk to you about those couple of things. So Rick, do you want me to do first with eBay?
Why don't you do the first with eBay, and then I can
do
the
eBay seller update has come in. It's actually not a big deal. It's pretty flat in terms of having any real effect on anybody. Usually their summer update is more of this sort of flat area. It doesn't have a lot of big things they don't like to have in the summer. Why? Because they like to wait until December and have it all screw us all over as sellers right at the time of Christmas when we already have all our listings done. So yeah, it can be a little bit. Oh, thank you so much for the happy belated anniversary. Yes, it was Rick and our 20th last Tuesday night. So we went out for that. So but yeah, so I'm going to take you through. Carl's trying to come back. He's trying to come back. Let's see if I got him. He's back. It was like I asked you a question. Did you test the lasers? And it was like, I was like, is he thinking that
Sorry,
he tested
everyone.
lasers? Oh no, he froze.
Rogers has heard from me today already.
You have to check on the hamsters where they're spinning their wheels.
Sorry. So, well, now you're back. You can listen as well. We're going through two things that were the updates. One is eBay's summer update, and also going to talk about USPS pricing. So, on the eBay summer update, again, I said there's not much in there. eBay Open is coming up, which is a virtual open. So, if you'd like to register for that virtual open, if you go to ebay.com or ebay.ca, you can go down into the Seller Center, which is usually at the very bottom here in announcements. You'll be able to find that. You'll usually find it on things like this. I'm just going to click on this for you, and you'll see what happens to it. You'll get to the announcements page. They'll talk, and here's the summer update. So that's what I'm literally clicking into, and you can go through the detail on all of this. So in here, you have to read a little and then click in. So here's the summer update. This is all that is happening, really. There's only those things, and there's a lot more deeper things in here. So, but there is a live that's happening as well, Tina, in some of the markets, and it's the day before. So it's really just a 2 or 3 hour meeting, really, not much more than that. But so basically, the things that we've got in here, one is in improved payment dispute experience, adding a report button for. Let me make this bigger. Adding a report button for inappropriate messages and keeping your listings compliant. Really, that doesn't apply to most of us, but you can go through in there if you want. New promoted listings standard features. Well, promoted listings I'm getting less and less happy about based on how they're doing stuff, because they're promoting other people's listings instead of my own. I'll talk about that maybe in an upcoming little mini thing that I put together. But they have a dynamic rate strategy that's simple for you to spend more money with them, right? So it's just, I'm not really sure there's much in here for most people to look at. Again, so we'll go back to this, which is probably the one big thing that most people need to know about. It's still not there yet, but it is more resources in resolving issues with unpaid items. So they are getting to the point where they are trying to make slowly roll out, and I mean slowly because they've been saying this for almost a year, that they will, if people want to make offers, they are going to have to put in something already so that you will see as a buyer, you got an offer, will automatically charge the buyer. And they're testing a new feature that requires the buyers to add a payment method before making an offer. That's probably the biggest thing that I'm hoping for. And again, they still has to roll it out. They're still testing it. Which again, sorry if that sounded sarcastic, but it will. But yeah, we've been asking and they've been talking about this for at least 8, 9, 10 months. Because
I think there are perhaps some jurisdictional legal issues that are preventing them from implementing it across the board.
Yeah. You won't have to make changes.
The lawyers screw over timing for everything.
What is an unpaid item? It's the thing that most of my offers become. Yeah. So that's really the only thing. I mean, I do love the idea about this, that you will see something when you get an offer that says you've got an offer and will automatically charge the buyer. So that makes me feel a lot better to know that at least it's coming along to try and get to that point. But yeah, hopefully that will be one thing that ends up being fixed. The next thing is more so just a detail for those of you who use USPS or are in the US and use SPS, or you're in Canada and use cross-border shippers, whether you're using it, this is USPS is changing its rates, and Rick is going to talk to you a tiny bit about this.
Well, it's more about just changing the rates. It's also about consolidating or merging two different services together into one. So first class package and parcel select are going to merge together and become something called ground advantage. It's not going to really impact the rates of what you're paying, but it will impact how you describe the delivery mechanism that you're going to use. So if you have any rules inside eBay or policies inside eBay that are specific to first class or parcel select, those will need to be updated because it's going to become ground advantage in less than a week. On July 9th, these things are coming into play. Some of the rates they're playing with the rates as well. So you need to look at what the rates tables are after the change is implemented. They're basically saying that first class rates or ground advantage after first class merges with it, the rates are going to stay the same. Anything over £1, some rates are increasing up to $1.06, others are decreasing by up to $3. Again, it's zoned. And media mail is going to increase by 7% across the board. I think one of the other things that I read that's not on this little cheat sheet is that this new service, Ground Advantage, will include $100 of insurance. And first class never included insurance. Parcel select ground never included insurance. So that'll be one benefit for this change that I can see immediately.
Yeah, media mail is going up. They're increasing media mail more and more. And I think part of what they're trying to do with that is basically eliminate it completely, because it's getting to the point media mail was always the cheapest. And the way that it became the cheapest was literally they put everything into the trucks or the planes, and then the media mail came last. It was the cheapest bulk stuff that went in last. And it's with all the service challenges they're having in the States, I think they don't need to have so many different ways of looking at every package and going, oh, this is supposed to be at the front of the truck and the back of the truck. So they're literally, media mail's been going up and up and up. And it's going to affect a lot of people like Greg. I'm not sure if he's watching on TV tonight because he sometimes watches on TV versus the computer. But Greg Petroff is a huge bookseller. So for him, media mail is starting to creep higher and higher and higher. And it becomes difficult, especially if you're selling $7 and $8 books and you're selling a lot of them. The weight of the book itself, like a hardcover book, is over a pound. And you can't sell a lot of stuff when you got $9 for a book and $12 for shipping.
Yeah.
So it is becoming a little harder to do. But at least it's something that, yes, the joy is no joy. It is something where at least they're trying to simplify it. But you'll just have to get used to it. So again, as a seller, you need to think, okay, are there any big changes to my rates? If you use calculated shipping, you don't have to worry about it. If you use in Canada Post, you don't have to worry about it. If you use a cross-border shipper, they will be adjusting themselves internally. So if you're purchasing stuff through Stallion or Chit Chat or DYK or anything like that, they will actually end up adjusting their rates up. If you use Pirate Ship or USPS or eBay to buy your mail, they will be adjusting it as well. So keep that in mind and think about that for anything that you had as a first-class potential package challenge. So this is the biggest challenge. Whenever any of these updates come in the middle of the year and in January for USPS, I think a lot of people forget to adjust their shipping rates. And I think Adrian made a comment about that.
Well, again, the thing to remember is
having to check every listing for flat rate. Yeah.
The rates for anything up to £1 are still going to be the same as the first class package rate. So there won't be as much work to changing. If you're using the flat rate method that we use, it's not going to impact the rate that we have put in for our flat rate shipping. And as Craig mentioned, it shouldn't impact your calculated shipping, except that if your policy references first class package, that policy will be broken. There's nothing that eBay put out to indicate that they will automatically update the policy that says first class package to Ground Advantage.
Yeah, I think that's where
that's work that you'll have to do as a seller to make sure that any of your policies that reference first class package do get updated to reference Ground Advantage. The same thing for Parcel Select Ground. That will become Ground Advantage. So make sure your policy gets updated.
So Michael was saying that he's still mad about regional priority boxes going away. Yeah, that was another thing they got rid of, the regional priority boxes. And it is true. They are still, the USPS is still subsidizing the mail coming in from China. I read a story about this just recently, and it's like so much money and so many packages with the subsidy, it's like 80% of the packages that are coming in now versus 10 years ago are coming from China, especially with Temu and some other
Wish.
I'm obsessed with that issue. Look, man, like I wake up
to China and get better rates.
Ranting about this. I have dreams about this. It's so unbelievable that we're subsidizing shipping within Canada to China. It's like it's so anti-small business.
Yeah.
And it's been going on for years and years and years and years and years. And you know the worst thing is? The only person who's done anything about that is Mr. T. I won't say his name, down in the United States. Actually did something about it, which mind blown. But yes, I'm with you. I got to shut up because I could talk about it for hours.
Nelly loves Temu.
So
I've actually bought stuff from Temu as well, but they always say you got to watch Temu and whether it's stealing.
We're paying for them to ship
your soul. There was something else just when we were back on the other comment about the eBay for offers. Elisa was saying, can we please have people pay for an offer? I'm tired of, it was my kid who bid. Yes. My kid, my dog, myself when I was having a catatonic sleep episode. I don't know. No other platform allows 4 days to pay.
I bid with my butt.
I've never understood this either. It's like a butt dial. I did a butt bid. I've never understood how eBay is still like, well, we don't know how to do something like this. It's like move to manage payments within your own platform. You own everything to do with payments, and you still don't know how to do it, but Etsy does.
Yeah.
And Michael's like, they've been doing the instant payment in the US for a while. You opted out. Well, the thing is, Michael, what we see a lot of, though, is people are still complaining. It's like the instant payment is one thing, but payment on offers is tremendous, and auctions. Those are two of the areas that we lose out on. Those two things I showed you earlier were both auctions that somebody won that they didn't pay. And so it's not that I even had to give them the money back. They didn't even pay. I had to send them an invoice and wait for payment. And we have probably 25% of the auctions we run, and offers we send, we have to send the invoice. And 2 and 3 and 4 days later, we're sending a reminder to, please pay, please pay. It's like it's just a really, really strange thing. Oh yeah, Greg is watching on TV. He just sent me a message. So, but yeah, so it's one of those things that drives a lot of us crazy as sellers. But
on the plus side, I'd rather have them cancel before we pack and ship something than to ask for a refund after it's been delivered to them.
Yeah. On auction, Adrian's saying, well,
challenges.
Heather's had 2 cancellations in a minute of each other. Adrian's had nothing on offers, but on auctions several times. Yeah. So, and Elisa says, you have some talented cheeks to be making those kind of things. Janet's had 3 items canceled this week for non-payment. Yeah. And when you got a slow month, that's so painful. We actually and this is a screw up on our part. We just sold something on Etsy and we don't have it. So my Etsy, I just got paid from Etsy the $55 for the item I just sold. And I had to refund it today. So now I'm in a credit position on Etsy but that was our fault. That wasn't me doing a face plant. So
no, that was me pulling the wrong set of DVDs.
That was you. Okay, I'll blame it on you.
Yes, I'll take the blame.
Blaming that on you, let's talk about some other things that you might be able to find as a reseller you never thought about before. And this is one I think we've talked about before. And Carl, you actually ended up selling this. This is Phase 10. This is a game I've never played and I've never heard of, and Carl froze again. Because he's just looking so happy. Look at
no, he's just been disconnected.
This was his Phase 10 game. So we'll go away from his card game of Phase 10 and we'll show you our cards. You remember playing cards were something that we did as a challenge for everybody. And the challenge back in, I think it was November or December, January, our challenge for the month was we wanted you to find these things because you might not have been thinking about them. And again, that's another thing that we try to do in the Canadian resellers group and here on our YouTube channel is challenge you to look for something you may not have looked for before. And playing cards were one of those things that we said, this month, that's your challenge. Look at playing cards, think about them, see where you can find them, dig into your own drawers. This happened to be a playing card set that I think Rick ended up getting. Really weird. It's from a place called the Monkey Jungle in Miami, Florida. I'm going to bring Rick back. There he is.
I actually got it in an estate sale. It was 50 cents.
And the package is in horrible shape. You can see it's really kind of crappy looking shape.
It was hard to photograph because it was a shiny metallic. It actually looks much better in person than the pictures show. But the cards are so cute.
The cards are really cute. And
I love my monkeys.
We managed to sell it for $28.88. So I bet you haven't even thought about the fact that you could sell an old deck of cards from a tourist place for $30.
And I believe those actually went to Florida too. So
all the monkeys are. Oh, Heather's been to Monkey Jungle. Emily had Phase 10, yeah. So, again, I'd never even really heard about it, but it has to be the Master Edition, just in case. So, Carl's was here, and this is his Phase 10, and this is just it. So, this is the thing, is you can look for this, but you must find the Master's Edition of this. You can't just find the regular edition. And, again, I think we did find one, because I think Carl might have even told us to look for it. And we found it, and I think, Carl, you told us to look for this Phase 10, and we found it, and we sold it.
Yeah, it's good.
And it's just the Masters Edition.
Just the Masters Edition, yes.
And it sold for you for $25.
Yeah. It's just like one of those things you find on a regular basis, and it always sells, and you get your money. Just
do you check the container at the store to make sure it's complete before you buy?
I take the chance.
Okay.
Usually, I do count though. Actually, I saw an amazing $200 tarot card set this last week, and thank God I checked at the store because it was all ripped up. But, yeah.
Oh no.
Yeah, that was too bad. But yeah, no, this is. Maybe I've shown this one before in the past. Yeah.
Elisa wants to know, Carl, if you lean any more to the left, you're going to fall off your
Oh
chair.
man, I'm having a bad day.
Adrian is actually still stuck on the interactive toy challenge, so he didn't play. He's still trying to find the right thing on that. So that was his cards. Those were our cards. And to go with something that this Carl showed us this, and I was like, oh my God, Carl sold this one thing. A Mont Blanc. Now, I know Bob, Heather, we'll talk about, Bob sells these all the time, but you found a Mont Blanc pen?
And this was a Microsoft monogrammed one, and I was like, is this good or bad? I'm not quite sure. It took a while to sell, though.
Probably because of the Microsoft on it.
Yeah. Well, I don't is that good or bad? I don't know. I'm not quite sure how much this pen would have sold for without that. So
probably more.
Do you think it would have sold more without it? Yeah.
Yes, definitely.
$255.
What?
That is awesome. Was it on the baggy wall?
On the baggy wall. Yeah, once in a while, just to keep me going.
Holy doodle.
Okay, so
that
this
is
what
a I
surprises
tip
me.
my hat to you moment.
This is what surprises me, Carl. The fact that you found a Mont Blanc pen on a baggy wall. Like,
yeah, they don't know. The kids, they don't know these things.
No, but the other resellers, like Mont Blanc, it's like, that's one of the things people often say to me, oh, I'm so surprised that you found this or you found that, like the Star Wars thing. It just becomes surprising that you can go into a store that's got like every cart gone, filled to the brim with people, and the end aisle had a Star Wars sheet that no one was touching.
Hey,
like you went in and you found this on a baggy wall.
Yeah. I found like a $100 monster in my pocket this week, which was definitely there on the week before because the color tag was different. So, like, just because not everyone knows everything, right?
Yep.
I think with the pens, a lot of people don't look because they can't be bothered. I always take the bags and I kind of look at the ends because sometimes with Mont Blanc you'll see a little star on the end. So I always look to see if it's in one of the loose bags. But
Dawn just joined. She said she wanted to remind people as of July 1st, we now have to put HS tariff codes on any packages going outside of Canada and the US.
Yeah, that was
any of your international packages.
That was the other thing I was supposed to talk about.
Well, you can do something in the craft group about it.
Okay.
What was Yoda's last name? Man? Yoda Man? I don't know. Not sure.
That's pretty good though.
Heather got a bunch of cheap pens in an estate sale.
Yoda Best.
Finding good things is all about the timing. Yeah, that is all about the timing. Well, I mean, it's okay. So Carl manages to find this kind of thing and sell it for $255. I found some Bic roller pens. Some old Bic roller pens. And I tested them, and it wasn't even complete package to make. And I sold them for $15.
Hey, that's still good.
That's a complete package. All 12 were there.
Oh yeah, all 12 were. Actually, I bought this in a baggy. It was a baggy wall buy.
They're like 5 or 6 boxes.
There were 2 or 3 bags that had 2 or 3 packages in them. I bought them all for like $2.99 a box, like a bag. And I had to go through them because people had mixed up the thing. It was obviously somebody's office supplies they donated.
Yeah.
And we did sell other pieces from it, but it was just, I just thought it was funny that you sold
that was the last box that we had.
You sold a $255 pen, and I sold a $15, or we sold a $15 box of pens. So your Mont Blanc pen was more than our entire weekly deposit this week on eBay. That's how bad our eBay has been lately. So Oh, Diana remembers those pens. Oh, yeah. Oh, Yodelay. Okay. Next one up is this. Oh, it was so cute. Little idiot. There you go. Little idiot.
Oh, yeah. I like this one. I just want to show this one because it's so cute. And the person who bought it was so happy. And I was so happy it made it there without getting destroyed.
And it plays 9 to 5. That's so adorable.
Oh, this
Little
was
nice
cute.
working 9 to 5.
Did you do a video?
No, I'm too lazy to do that. But
you're too lazy for $45. You didn't have to do a video. That's great.
Yeah, I should have just done. It was cool though. I just liked it. I got pleasure out of this.
Is it your ringtone now?
It was a catch and release, but and I was just amazed none of the pieces were broken off of it too. To be honest.
Yeah, they can break off a lot too.
Yeah.
And it's the interesting thing, Tina said she had her second highest week ever on eBay. That's amazing.
Oh,
congratulations. That's the interesting thing is what a lot of people don't realize, though, is there are some things that are UNESCO-based that actually have really good money behind them. And strangely enough, a lot of the time, it's not from the thing that's common. So it's not necessarily from UNESCO in their, like, cherished teddies. It's like not from a line where you see, like, they made 700 different figures of these kind of, well, we have cows, which are Mary Moo Moos. There's the Pendelphins. I don't think those are UNESCO, but when you see something like that, you just, again, take a look because Carl found a $50 music box that's UNESCO.
Yeah, I don't think it's ceramic. I think that it's
they're a hard plastic usually.
Some type of composite material.
Yeah, they're usually a very hard plastic.
Sorry, Elisa just asked that.
Oh, okay. And I didn't have anything to compare against that, but Rick did have something which was at least an animal.
Yes.
Yeah.
When we were in Brimfield, this fellow had at the very back of his stall area an entire table. Everything on the table was $1.
Nice.
And Rick didn't want to come back to the table.
No, I didn't.
I said, "Well, you
said, come see." So I saw the label on the back of this little guy. So I picked him up and said, "Here," and then went and had my coffee.
How big is it?
It's like an inch tall.
Oh, okay.
It's so small.
Wow, $45. Nice.
$45, yep. And I don't know, did you put the size in there? No, I did not. Oh, yeah. Item width.
Oh, I did.
1.5, and item length 3 inches. And item height
3 inches. It's bigger
inches.
than I thought. Okay.
So.
All right. So I lied.
Well, no, but again, that was something that was found for $1. And so when people are looking for stuff, that's just it. So many people just put stuff out. You never know what they're going to put out at garage sales and things like that. So you want to keep your eyes open, especially for that sort of stuff. What you also want to keep your eyes open for is holiday stuff. And this is actually going to be next week's show is all about Christmas in July. Because I don't know, it's an event now, right? And I don't know if it became an event because of Hallmark or why, but Christmas in July is a big thing. And just to show you, Christmas sells year round. And I know other people have heard about that kind of stuff and probably have sold that sort of stuff. So this is just our sales in the past month. We sold a Star Wars Boba Fett ornament. We sold, and this is one of those things. This is Mary Moo Moos.
Mary's Moo Moos.
Mary's Moo Moos. I always say it wrong, but this is Mary Moo's Moo. And it is Angels We Have Heard. H-E heard on high.
I have to do better pictures of that.
Huh?
I have to do new pictures of that.
So this is the Angels We Have Heard. And not only that, but we sold Lego pieces that are from an advent calendar. And we sold those for $14. Mary Moo Moos we sell for $15. I forgot. We have 100 of these.
What?
So we found them at a clearance.
We had like 600 of them at one point.
No, Mary Moon we had about 150. Actually, I think we're down to about 35 of these now. So we had to relist them because I didn't realize we bought them for 50.
Are you sure? I remember going back and picking up like 2 or 3 more boxes of those.
And the book and this guy, we've got 4 of these still available for $22. So again, but it's all about the fact that it is time to think about Christmas in July. So I want you guys to start thinking about what it is. If you look in the craft group, you'll start seeing tomorrow. There'll be our first post. Our July challenge for the month of July is going to be all about Christmas, and we have a challenge that starts tomorrow, which is we want you to show us something that you think is holly jolly for Christmas. We are doing the Christmas in July show, or it'll be next Tuesday will be our show about Christmas, and we'll also be giving some sneak previewy things on Hallmark's launch, because the following week Hallmark launches all of its Christmas ornaments for 2023. And we may even give you a hint or two as to which ones you might think about picking up to flip for that arbitrage. Because last year there were a couple of ornaments that sold out everywhere really fast, and people were picking them up, including us, and flipping them from $20 and selling them for $60, $70, $85, $90, literally within minutes after we picked them up. So we'll have a couple of those to talk about as part of our Christmas in July. We're also doing on Whatnot. We're doing a July show next week for Christmas in July. We're part of a Christmas in July weekend train where they're going to be doing like seller after seller for 2 full days. We're going to be doing that. But Christmas stuff is the stuff you can find at garage sales now. This is the stuff that people pass up all the time because it's July and you're out in the heat and you're dripping on things and you go, I don't want to look at Hallmark ornaments. Yes, you do. There's some things that you will not believe. I'll show you a couple of Hallmarks next week that are going for $300 and $400 and $500. And I've seen, I actually have sold one of them before that I picked up on a baggy wall. And no one would have thought, why would anybody buy that? So that's all about next week, is all about Christmas in July. This is what we're going to talk about. And hopefully we're going to see some sales over the course of that month that will make our July a little bit better than June. Maybe we'll make our July a little bit better. And we'll see if we can match Tina with her best sales, second best sales on eBay. See if we can even match Carl's single sale for his mom.
That'd be nice.
That would be very nice. Yeah, Elisa's saying Christmas does sell. For the craft group, it's something you've already got listed. We're going to have other challenges that are going to be looking for things and things like that as well. So Adrian says, this is what I could do. Heather's got Jingle Pals for sale. Yeah, and Jingle Pals are still a big thing as well. So, yes, Michael, Christmas vacations ones. There's Cousin Eddie's van. But the thing is, there are now 4 versions of Cousin Eddie's van. One of them goes for $400 or $500. The other ones go for $20.
Which ones do we have, honey?
The one that goes for $20. Unfortunately, the one that goes for $20. Give us a thumbs up. Yes, thank you so much. And again, thanks to everybody who here is a member of our Kennel Club. Thank you so much for supporting us for the $2.99 a month. Again, remember in August, we're going to be doing a girls' toy, and the Barbie and doll dealing show is up there for you. Just go into YouTube and you can find it right there. And again, click on the community tab when you go into there, and you'll be able to see the link right along here. Click on community. There's the playlist live. Click on the community, go down into that, and you will see, as long as you're in the community side, you will see actually the link, and you'll see it's members only. So you won't see this if you're not a member. You will see things that are for other people other than members. This is most of the stuff in here is members only at the moment. So thanks so much for joining us here. Thank you, Carl, for joining us and then rejoining us and then rejoining us and then rejoining us.
Thanks for refereeing there.
Thanks for refereeing. Hopefully you found a couple of things today that you may have thought over on the chat that you go, I didn't think about that. I'm going to look for that. I'm still going to look for playing cards. I forgot that you could make money on playing cards. Or I never thought about looking for pens or old Bic roller markers when I'm walking into a thrift store. It's like I look in the pen aisle now all the time, and it's because of this guy right here. He's made me start looking for pens and pencils and all sorts of stuff like that. And so every time I go in now, that's one of the places I stop in.
I always look through all of the pens and pencils and office supplies at every estate sale. It drives Craig crazy.
Yes.
It's worth it, though.
Only because he's slow.
Yeah. No, I have to look at absolutely everything. I am pokey and slow. And
so thanks again. Hope you all have a great beginning of July, and we'll hope to see you next week or in the craft group. Woof. Bye, everybody.
Bye.
Thanks, Carl.
bye.
Thank you.